Welcome to the Eternal Chronicles, Episode 1, A Brighter Day. We hope you enjoy this first episode of the Eternal Chronicles audio play, Season 1, and we look forward to having you back with us for further episodes in the future, dear listeners. Now, our narrator tonight will be played by Znarftarf. Earth, 8193. The Devana Shire in the central Apella Forum in the sprawling gardens of the city of New Alexandria in the year 1974 AD.
Are you nervous, sweetheart?
Katrina P. Lothran kneels down to her 12-year-old son's level, uncovering her radiant boy's shimmering eyes from behind their blonde curls.
I'm okay, Mom.
Anya smiles reassuringly, trying to pretend he does not see the worry in his mother's eyes. The handsome lad was assigned female at birth, but is always known in his heart he is not a girl, and right now he is the spitting image of his father, when his father was his age, except for the long golden curls he inherited from his mother.
That's my brave little Anya. I just gotta give this boring-ass speech and then we can head home. I heard a rumor that Helena is planning on making your favorite for supper tonight. How does that sound?
That sounds great, Mama. Helena's lutefisk is so good. Thank you.
Anya grins excitedly at the thought.
Well, don't thank me. Thank Helena next time you see her. I know that your shining smile always brightens her day, and I am sure hearing her mother's work is appreciated would make Emma very happy as well.
I like it when Emma smiles.
I know that feeling. Helena's smile always makes me weak in the knees too. I guess a love for dramatic girls runs into the family.
Thinks Katrina as she chuckles at her son's bubbly smile. Katrina playfully raises her brow at her son's words and blushing cheeks.
Yeah, her smile makes me feel all warm inside.
Well, I am sure Helena would be thrilled to know her daughter brings you such joy.
Katrina kisses her little child on the forehead as she fixes Anya's cufflinks before moving back to her vanity mirror to finish primping for her speech.
There's my Anya,
proclaims Katrina's husband, Edwin Poe, as he gleefully picks up their son and swings him around before putting him back on the ground.
Dad, stop! I'm not a little kid anymore.
Kid or not, you will always be my little prince.
He pats his son's head tenderly before walking over to his wife.
Are you worried? Feeling a little nervous?
His wife shakes her head as he places a soft kiss on her cheek. When he notices little Anya is no longer paying attention, he pulls his wife to the side for a moment, removing a paper slip about the size of a flashcard and gesturing for her to read it to herself.
Fuck, another one.
Katrina begins to read the short but vile message sprawled out on the paper. Enjoy your pathetic moment in the spotlight, you fucking half-breed Antifa bitch. You won't leave the stage alive. Death is the only cure for anti-cop class traitors like you, your Kanaido's husband,
and your filthy gender-fucked daughter. Well, at least it wasn't as long-winded and ranty as the last one. Oh, and they even managed to spell bitch right this time.
What do you want to do about this?
I want you and Anya to follow me onto the stage for my speech like originally planned, but stay slightly further away. And if there's any trouble, rush to cover backstage behind the security teams. Also, have Helena run another security scan of the whole area using the Raven.
All right.
Edwin taps their nearby bodyguard to inform her of the minor change in plans.
You are not whispering about me, are you? I mean, is this really okay?
Anya gestures worriedly to his own attire as he awkwardly gives his parents a cross between a grimace and a smile. Their precious child is adorned in a wonderfully bespoke navy blue suit, tailored in the latest style of boys' fashion, not unlike his father's dapper suit. He likes it that way. It makes him feel somehow more true, more himself. However, his parents being the constant target of death threats and assassination attempts made sure his elegant suit is composed of nanocav mesh, rendering it knife-proof, bulletproof to small arms fire, and even moderately thermal resistant.
No, of course not. We're not whispering about you, sweetie. Everything's fine. We would never do that. That suit is perfect. You are perfect.
Katrina, rushing over to comfort her son, kneeling down and pulling him into a deep, soothing embrace.
That's right. There's nothing wrong with who you are. And don't you ever let anyone tell you differently. Do you understand?
Edwin supportively kneels down and hugs his wife and son, softly stroking Anya's hair. Anya nods his head, lost in the pure love of his parents' affirming touch.
You're our miracle child, and nothing could ever make us ashamed of you.
It's almost time, chimes in the event Deethintis, as she rushes into the tent and gestures for Katrina and her party to begin making their way towards the stage.
Okay, ready, team?
Edwin stands back up as Anya nods while Katrina checks her hair real quick one last time.
Yes, come on, sweetheart.
Katrina takes her husband's hand in one hand and her son's in the other. With one last "we're all in this together" smile at each other, the three of them head towards the stage. I now introduce to you the technocratic Socialist Utopia Party candidate and the Archon-elect of our great city, New Alexandria, Katrina Artemisia Lothrin. Proclaims the event Ekphonitis drawing, a brief but roarous round of applause from the crowd. The audience is composed of the city's most socially refined and well-to-do citizens. Not his mother's target demographics, more a den of snakes and a sea of supporters. But they lost, and she won, so now it is all fake smiles and fox joy until they can figure out what new status quo her agenda will create, and how best to worm their way in and feed like the avarice-driven leeches they are. This knowledge fills Katrina with both mindful caution and willful determination to be the change this city needs. The change these aristocratic fat cats have spent decades of work and billions of dollars trying to prevent. Katrina moves out first, putting some distance between her and her loved ones as planned. Anya blinks as the dazzling barrage of camera flashes and a leer of stage lights assaults his eyes. He had grown up seeing this, of course. Between his parents' business endeavors to their endless philanthropic efforts, and now his mother's candidacy for Archon-elect, he is far from a stranger to the paparazzi or the stage. However, this deep familiarity does nothing to calm his nerves as he squeezes his father's hands for support. Edwin smiles down at Anya as he mouths, "It's okay," helping his son regain his composure as they follow Katrina from a safe distance onto the stage. Anya's efforts to steady his emotions are shaky at best until he sees his dearest friends Oscar Turing and Anka de la Vega. Like him, they also have wealthy left-wing philanthropists, industrialists for parents. All three children have been well educated, both at boarding schools and at home with their best private tutors money can provide. But these aren't the reasons they're friends. They're friends because when he's with them, his shyness fades and his fear of rejection melts. Outside of Emma, Oscar and Anko are Anya's only true friends. Anya rushes over to his two nearby friends, pulling them both into a cheerful hug, drawing a wave of awes from the crowd of onlookers and even more camera flashes from the press pool, as if his display of affection towards his companions was some sort of act of performance art. The crowd's reaction makes Anya groan ever so slightly, as Oscar offers an awkward grimace. Anko, ever the stoic one of the trio, just subtly rolls her eyes in mild annoyance. A nearby stagehand ushers the children and their parents to their seats on the stage right behind Katrina's position at the podium. The introductory speaker is some higher up TSU party member that Anya only vaguely recognizes from various glances they shared in passing through the years of his parents' political activities. Her introductory remarks do very little to invigorate or arouse strong interest, leaving the three youths to continue to whisper amongst themselves, drawing a firm but silent scolding from both Edwin and Anko's father, Nathaniel L. de la Vega. Oscar's father, Vincent Turing, was far too busy undressing the speaker with his eyes to scold his son, but the boy's mother, Oksana Turing, shoots her son a silencing glare before joining her husband in thinking lusty thoughts about the speaker. After a few minutes, the introductory speaker finishes her remarks and gestures for Katrina to take the podium. Katrina shakes the speaker's hand and walks up to the podium. She takes one last glance back at her son and her husband sitting behind her. Then she takes a deep breath and proceeds to speak to the crowd of foes pretending to be her friends.
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I thank you all for your support during this campaign. Next, it is with the deepest sincerity that I thank this great city of New Alexandria for placing its faith in me, for believing in me as I believe in all of you. The people of the city spoke, and they elected me Archon of New Alexandria. I hold no delusions about the difficulties that lie ahead. The city has suffered so much for so long, and the issues we face are as complex as they are dire, from crushing poverty to the deadly plague of drugs and violence that kill our fellow citizens by the thousands every year, shattering families. Every day, corrupt police and embattled gangs turn the Narrows into a war zone, and the city just looks the other way, but I give you all my solemn vow that a brighter day is possible, and I promise you it is coming. A tomorrow that shines brighter for all the citizens of this great city, not just the ones that the